Hi, Joe again, Vlogmas. We're on day 4 for the Woolly Cottage Yuletide fibre advent calendar. So I think I'll just get straight into it. I've actually pulled out, sorry, I forgot the Iona show. Yes, okay, be a good girl. The Iona show. Don't know where the cat is at the moment. I think she's actually upstairs on the bed sleeping. Thank goodness, because she torments this dog. Right, anyway. It is day 5, Vlogmas, and let's have a look, see what we've got in here today. So I've pulled out my Freya, my Kromsky Fantasia spinning wheel today, because I'm going to do a bit of art yarn spinning with this little bat. So we have rose hip. So the other day there I mentioned that some of my bats will be jewel stone inspired. To do with healing, and I've also gone with some of them will be herbal based plants. This one's rose hip, and rose hip's loaded with vitamin C, and you can make teas out of them and things like that. So this one has got the green and reds and touches of white, because you always see them. I think you might still get some on the on some of the trees, especially with the weather being so warm so late in the year. I still had flowers on my clematis up until last month. So that's it. It's all in red, and there's just the tiniest hint of green in there. And on this, and it's got a bit of sparkle. So rosehip has Ida, which I'm absolutely positive that is actually a wool from Germany. Bamboo, trilobal with mulberry silk and merino blend in there as well. So I'm just going to get straight onto this, and I have got you some anecdotal stories of hotels in Cheshire today, and all of these places you can actually go and visit. And if I remember, when I upload this onto my YouTube later on, I'll put in my descriptions the link to the website that I'm finding these stories from, and you can actually book ghost walks and tours if you feel like it. I'm always looking to find one, but we always seem to dip out in our area. So yeah, so I'll get on with this. A bit of art spinning, and I have threaded up some wooden beads with browns and reds on them, and I'm going to apply this yarn. It's got a slight sparkle in it, but I'm not too bothered if it doesn't show up. And I'm going to apply spin singles onto this really thin wool yarn. It's just a mixed wool, there's not anything specific in it. I use this for applying for when I'm going to warp on my loom. So that's what I'm going to do. If the dog just gets a head out my bottom, then I can turn around. So I'm just going to reposition you, and I will catch you in a bit. So day 5's haunted anecdotes are based in the county of Cheshire in England, which is where my mother comes from. Cheshire is an area with long history that includes Roman soldiers and the English Civil War. It is no surprise that there are plenty of ghosts still hanging around. So the Old Hall Hotel, Cheshire's Old Hall Hotel, dates back to around 1656, is a Grade 1 listed building. You may recognise it from appearances on paranormal television shows. This is without a doubt one of the most haunted places in Cheshire, with a total of 14 different spirits that are said to haunt the building. It is very common for guests in the hotel to feel themselves being pushed under the water while taking a bath, while others report of waking up at 3 AM convinced that their room is on fire. One of the most frequently spotted ghosts at the Old Hall Hotel is that of Sir John Radcliffe, who was the original owner. He is seen as a tall man in 17th century attire. There's also a grey lady who's said to be searching for her child, something that ties in with the house. Since renovations, they discovered a baby skeleton found inside the wall. Some of the other spirits represented include a cat, a dog and several children. And there occasionally can be seen an old lady in a rocking chair with a figure in a beekeeping uniform. Next, Rowton Hall. During the English Civil War, thousands of English soldiers met brutal ends. On one site that saw some of the highest death tolls during that time was Rowton Moor. So it is no surprise that one of the must-see spots if you're planning a tour of haunted Cheshire. The Battle of Rowton Moor took place on September 14th, 1645. Lord Bernard Stewart and Marmaduke Langdale led King Giles's Royalist army against Oliver Cromwell's parliamentarians led by Colonel Michael Jones. During the brutal battle, more than 600 royalists were slaughtered, including Lord Bernard Stewart. If you like to pay a visit to Roton Moor around the anniversary of the battle, you may catch a glimpse of his ghost riding on horseback across the moor. There are also reports of music echoing in the distance, which is thought to be played by King Charles's court musician William Laws, who also died on the battlefield. Hertford Hall Hotel. Hertford Hall Hotel dates back to the 17th century and has formerly served as a nunnery and a manor house. It is also said to be haunted. Guests and staff reportedly see the ghost of a nun, and she is supposed to have been killed when she was bricked into a wall in a nearby abbey. The nun is held responsible for all sorts of unexplained happenings around Hertford Hall Hotel. Tatton Old Hall. Now, I've been to this place. It's an absolutely gorgeous place to go and visit, and there's a couple of good buildings. But Tatton Old Hall, if you've ever watched the old 1990s and into the last, crikey, it's still going on now, Most Haunted, they've been to Tatton Hall lots of times. So Tatton Park Mansion is a beautiful Grade 1 listed country house that is currently run by the National Trust. Originally, Tatton Old Hall was the original manor in Tatton Park, but the much grander Tatton Park Mansion was built in 1716 to replace it. The new building is said to be haunted, and visitors also report of being touched by invisible hands and hear phantom footsteps. There has also been reports of dark ghostly figures in not only the house but in the gardens. It is the old hall that you want to go and visit, though. That's definitely creepy. The Pied Bull. The Pied Bull is a historic hotel in Chester which dates all the way back to the 11th century. It is believed to be the oldest continuously licensed premise in Chester. It seems only natural then it is also one of the most haunted places. The cellar is a focal point for haunting, so much so that the staff do not like to go downstairs on their own. The story goes that a man named John Davies fell down the stairs of the cellar in 1609 while holding a knife and tragically died as a result of the accident. It is thought to be his ghost that still haunts the cellar. There are also said to be spirits of former chambermaids present in the upstairs bedrooms as well. Capesthorne Hall. Now, this is an absolutely gorgeous piece of architecture and definitely worth a visit. So Capesthorne Hall has been standing for close to 1,000 years. So as you might imagine, it has plenty of history surrounding it, and of course, more than its fair share of ghosts. There are various spirits that call Capesthorne Hall home, but one of those most commonly reported is an apparition of another grey lady. Why are they always grey? We did this the other day. Who is spotted in the west wing of the building. There is also a grouping of shadow figures seen walking down the stairs that lead to the chapel. Perhaps the most frightening experience that visitors have reported is an experience with a disembodied arm. The story goes that one of the younger members of the Bromley family was in bed when a banging on the bedroom wall on the window, and when he went to check it, he saw a disembodied arm attempting to open the window. Naturally, he froze in terror and then watched as it disappeared into thin air. The George and the Dragon. It is no surprise that the George and the Dragon Hotel is haunted when you consider the fact that it sits just outside the notorious Northgate Arch, which is also known for its paranormal activity. The George and Dragon is a stunning Victorian building that occupies ground that straddles an old Roman road. That is likely why it is said to be haunted by the spirits of Roman soldiers. Roman military law meant that legionnaires were not allowed to be buried inside the fortress, so memorials instead lined the road. These have been moved to Chester's Grosvenor Museum, but it seems that the spirits of these soldiers have remained. Staff and customers at the George and Dragon have reported hearing marching feet beneath the floors, following the same route that the Roman road would have taken. The noise is loudest in the cellars, which are close to where the original level of the road would have been, since the current road is several feet higher. Shergley Hall Hotel. Shergley Hall Hotel is a beautiful manor set in a picturesque Cheshire countryside. However, it is not the luxury features that attract many visitors, but rather the residents' ghosts who call the building home. There is not too much information out there about the ghosts other than a handful of reports from guests, and it's not known who the spirit might be. Reports from guests mention a spirit walking into the bedroom, unexplained noises and cold spots, and noted mediums have visited the building and said that it is very attractive, which is probably why there are regular ghost hunts on the property. And the last one for today, Hack Green Nuclear Bunker. Nuclear bunkers can be pretty creepy at the best of times, never mind when there's some resident spooks hanging around. Hack Green Nuclear Bunker has actually been featured on television series Most Haunted. On 2 separate occasions, thanks to the high volume of paranormal activity, the secret bunker was opened to the general public in 1998 to serve as a museum. And since then, both visitors alike have been experiencing a range of strange happenings. These include full apparition of a man dressed in uniform walking down the bunker's main corridor. There have also been 2 other apparitions reported in the same corridor, and staff say that there is a very menacing feel to the area. Several visitors have fainted in this area as a result of this negative energy. The corridor is certainly not the only part of the bunker which plays host to some of Cheshire's ghosts. Down in room 9, which is a telecommunications area, the spirit of an attractive young woman is often spotted working away at her desk. There is also a male spirit in the room who will often behave quite aggressively towards visitors. It is also fairly common for the old phones in the area to ring despite having been disconnected many years ago. However, perhaps the most active area of the bunker is the theatre. Here visitors often feel themselves being touched or pushed by unseen hands, and they hear moans and unexpected banging. Visitors sometimes feel unwell, and on at least one occasion an ambulance actually had to be called for a guest who was severely affected. So there you go. Sorry about the stumbling, but my throat still hurts, so hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. You take care, and I'll see you in a bit. So there you go, there is rose hip spun up, and the green, I know there was only a little bit anyway, well there was in my blend, I don't know about anybody else's, not that I can remember, but there shouldn't be too much. But even the green in there is calmed down a bit in doing it as a spin. So I suppose this proves that you don't need to just use merino when art spinning for different things. This is perfect for the current project I have got on my loom at the moment, because it's got reds and pinks in it. So I wanted to make sure that I had little beads in there, so that when I embellish my weaving, when I get round to finishing it off, so hopefully sometime over Christmas week, then I can get a new project on there. Then it means that I can use this in there, so part of my Christmas advent will go in one of my new projects. So I love this piece here. I could not for the life of me draft out this big chunk of mulberry silk in there, but it's just ended up the big pop, and these little shiny pieces all the way through it. There's little sections where the mulberry silk and everything else that's added in. There is actually, I didn't even think, there's actually little cotton neps in there like snowflakes, and they're actually sticking into the wool because it is Ida and not just a merino. So there you go. There, I need to just set that now, but it's turned out quite well. Well done, Joe. Day 5 over and done with. I hope you enjoyed the stories, the anecdotes over the top of this. Tomorrow, day 6. That's nearly a week into Advents already. I know, it means you've only got about, what, another 14 days till Christmas, something like that. I know I am a rotter. Anyway, at least we're getting to enjoy ourselves as we get there. So you take care of yourselves, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.